Hi, Andy Nelson. Years ago, I had a client who was a t-shirt manufacturer, and they got sued for copyright infringement for one of the graphics on their t-shirt. What was on it? It was an artistic rendition of a photograph that one of the company's employees took of some street art in LA. Street art, gosh, how did that happen? How did they get sued for that? Well, simply put, street art is artwork, and it is really not treated any differently than any other artwork by the Copyright Act. So if it is original expression and it's put on some kind of medium that's fixed, like a wall, right, that is good enough for copyright protection. It seems very bizarre because a lot of us think of public or street art as kind of being public, and therefore we probably associate it with being in the public domain or otherwise free to use. We don't really give it much thought that it actually would enjoy copyright protection. It's really bizarre, but it does, or I should say it's not bizarre, but it's not intuitive that street art, aerosol artists, or whatever other term you want to use might be covered by copyright. Now graffiti, and I'm going to contrast graffiti. Graffiti is probably of the illegal, impermissible type. Whereas street art probably maybe include graffiti. I don't know. We can fight about definitions all day long, but for purposes of argument, I'll just call graffiti the non-permitted, illegal kind, and then street art as the invited, permissible kind. Honestly, right now, the way the law reads, both the graffiti, the illegal street art, and the permitted street art are really treated the same. It's a little bit of an open question. I don't think the graffiti's been tested yet, and there would be some bizarre results. There could be some bizarre results if it were protected. But all in all, street art itself is copyrightable subject matter and could be protected. So the point here is if you're one of those sorts of artists, great, you just learned something. If you're not one of those artists, though, and you incorporate street art into what you do, for example, like my client who put it onto a t-shirt. In this case, it was a very famous piece of art called Shark Tooth, Toof, if you've ever heard of it. David Onlu is the artist. They didn't know, it was just incorporated into other street art, and they took the photo, someone drew it up, sold it, someone recognized it, and they got sued. Innocent enough, but it happens. But let's say you are using, you may be a social media influencer, or you may put out your other sort of expression, and you have stuff behind you. It might be street art, it may be something else. You got to be cognizant of what is behind you, because you could be unknowingly setting yourself up for trouble by incorporating or using somebody else's artwork behind you, especially if it is a sponsored post, a real paid commercial post. That doesn't necessarily matter, but it typically makes a copyright holder far more inclined or aggressive about enforcing their copyright. If it's you taking a picture, for Instagram, posting yourself somewhere in LA, most are not going to care. But if you're going to commercialize it, if you're going to use it to, or at least in part or in whole, to further commercial advances, you're probably more likely to get hit up by an owner of that copyright. So be careful. Street art, again, is copyrightable subject matter in the US. It is protected by copyright. And it could cause you a lot of pain. On the flip side, of course, if you are one of those sorts of artists, be aware that you may indeed have rights to protect, and there may be others incorporating or using your copyrightable subject matter, and perhaps they shouldn't be, right? So, at any rate, if you have any questions about this video, drop a comment, shoot me a note, and if anybody would benefit from the contents of this video, feel free to share it with them. Until the next one, have a good one.